I'm going to show you 3 key exercises to help you surf with less pain and tension in your shoulders and neck. Unfortunately, when you're paddling for 2-3 hours in a surf session, also you can cover up to 10 kilometers while you're paddling and surfing, you're always going to overuse certain muscles. So if we're not recruiting the right muscles in the gym before the surf, then you're going to end up with sore traps, you're going to have neck pain, so we're going to overuse the scalene muscles, and there are very important muscles in the front of your neck. They're called your deep flexors that play a huge role in terms of stabilizing your neck. And what this can do for you is take your surf from a 40-minute surf to a 3-hour surf pain-free. So we often recruit our scalene muscles on the side here and our upper trap muscles, upper trapezius, and those muscles love to just do all the work. What we need to do is focus on our deep flexors, which lie, as you can see in the overlay, nice and close to our throat here. So unless you are specifically activating those muscles, they're not going to switch on by themselves, and our scalenes and our upper traps are going to do all the work. So I'm going to show you 3 exercises that are going to help you switch these muscles on and stop recruiting all the bigger muscles that do all the work and cause you so much tension in your neck and shoulders, so that you can surf happily for hours. So when we're recruiting the wrong muscles and we're using our upper traps for all of our paddling, we're coming sort of over with our shoulders, and we're not using thoracic extension, so sort of from your midsection down, we need to learn to extend from there, and rather not just keep extending from our neck and causing more tension in the scalenes and getting the upper traps to work. So the two combined in terms of getting your shoulders in a better posture position and getting your neck, your deep flexors to actually do some work, and then learning a bit more thoracic extension. The other problem with surfing for 2-3 hours, let's say you're in the water 3-4 times a week, you're surfing 2-hour sessions every time, and you're recruiting the wrong muscles or overusing muscles the whole time, what it's going to do is also change your posture. So then post-surf, you're going to be walking around nice and hunched over, your neck's going to be kind of sort of poking forward, so you're going to be in this posture here, so we call it sort of the chin poke forward, and then that's just going to carry on in terms of loading into the wrong muscles and causing tension and tightness during the whole day. And that's generally why guys finally do something about it, is because they can't live in the pain. And where it's all starting is in the surf, and then carrying on during working hours with that same sort of posture. So we need to correct the posture from the neck, shoulders, and live in a happier place. So I'm going to show you how to activate those deep flexors. So what I want you to be thinking about is the muscles in your throat. So almost when you're swallowing something that's really rough, or if you have a cold and you're coughing, that's the sort of feel that I want you to feel here when I show you these exercises. So I'm going to show that to you now. Before we get into those 3 exercises, I just want to show you the sort of position I want your shoulders and neck to be in. And you guys can try it at home, so get yourself up against the wall and see sort of, do my shoulders round forward? Am I sitting comfortably? Is this my comfortable position to be in? Or am I in a sort of a more retracted position with my shoulders? So most people, especially surfers, on rounded shoulders forward like this, and then they chin poke forward with their neck. So this is their position when they're at work, this is how they're working, when they're surfing, this is how they're surfing. So from the previous video, you've learned now where to put your shoulders. So my shoulders are nice and open and down, but if my chin is still poking forward, there's no point to that because I'm overloading into those muscles that we spoke about earlier. So what you want to do is retract your head backwards and chin tucked down slightly. So now what you can see is my ear is lined up with my shoulder. And this is the position that you want to be in. So think about that when you're going through the exercises. Okay, so most of you are going to immediately lie on the floor and your shoulders are going to be here. So the first thing I want you to do, you're going to take a fairly small soft ball. Okay, you can see this one is a bit deflated. It actually works better. I don't want it to be too propped up. You're going to pop it behind your head, and the ball is going to sit, so don't put it all the way at the base of your sort of neck. I want it where those 2 little bones are, those 2 occipital bones. That's where the ball is going to go. So there's a sort of a hand space between your hair base of your neck. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get your shoulders in the right position. So you're going to pull your shoulders down and then open them out. And when you open them out, make sure your rib cage doesn't lift. So pull your ribs in, so your ribs sit flush on the floor, and open those shoulders. So keep your nice sort of neutral shoulder position. Okay, then while maintaining that, we're now going to get into those deep flexors in the throat. So what I want you to do is just relax the neck. So you're almost going to kind of roll out of it, just where there's no pain, and then you're going to roll into it. So I want you to almost pretend you're doing a little ab crunch in your throat. So you're going to roll down, so your chin tucking, and you should start feeling those throat muscles kind of getting a little bit harder. And then what I want you to do is push those two occipital bones into the ball. So you're kind of retracting backwards into the ball. Okay, so I'm going to show you again. So you're going to roll out of it, you're going to roll into it, and activate. And you can almost feel your throat has gone hard here. And you're going to hold it for 10 seconds, and then you're going to relax out of it. Okay, make sure your ball is in the right position. You relax out, roll down. Make sure you don't also drop your jaw. I don't want to see that. So nice, relaxed jaw. So you can push quite hard against the ball, but make sure you don't start activating these scalenes. So I'm going to show you what happens if you go too hard. So if I relax out of it and I roll into it, and watch how these sort of muscles all flare up here if I overactivate. All I can feel is just a lot of pain and tension, and you're going to feel the same pain and tension that you feel when you're surfing. It's a very small movement. We're just gently activating these muscles. As soon as you feel them switch on, I want you to stop there. So relax out of it. I'm going to do a couple reps for you. And relax out of it. Make sure when you go into that movement that your shoulders remain in that nice neutral position. So the other thing I don't want to see is this. Okay, yet again, we're just going to create tension. So you want everything sort of nice and relaxed and lined up. It should actually feel quite nice when you're doing it. So just to reiterate the key points, getting your shoulders in a nice sort of neutral position, get them to sit flat on the floor, make sure your ribs are nicely pulled in so you're not sort of flaring your back up off the floor. It's just going to cause you back tension. Pull in your core, set your shoulders, make sure the ball is on those two little bones, the base of your skull. You're going to roll gently out of it just to where you're comfortable and your neck allows you. Roll down into the chin tuck position without dropping your jaw, and gently push backwards against the ball and feel these muscles in your throat go hard. And relax out of it. So you're going to do about 5 reps of 10-second holds and just kind of feel these muscles activating. Okay, so we've taken a fairly light resistance TheraBand. You can start off nice and light, and you can get a thicker sort of blue band or thicker band than this as you get stronger. But also remember, we don't want to create too much tension, otherwise we're going to just activate the wrong muscles again. So keep it light. You just want to feel the muscle working. We're now going to start eccentrically loading those deep flexors and get them to work with the band. So you're going to tie the band around a pole. A couple key elements is the height of where you want to put it. So you don't want the band sort of sitting shoulder height, and then it's going to pull you forward in the wrong angle. So make sure the band is sort of in line with your forehead, okay? And you'll also feel, so if it feels like it's pulling you in a funny direction, just shift it up a little bit or shift it down. Get it in that perfect spot where you can feel the band is just giving you tension rather than pulling your neck to one side or the other. Okay, and then you're going to put the band, same thing around sort of those two occipital bones here. Make sure it's not around your neck. You want it sort of on the base of your skull there. So you put it around your head. If you have a ponytail, I suggest taking it out or making a high pony so it's not sitting on there. So the band can sit nice and flush. Okay, so I've adjusted my height to where I'm comfortable. I've got enough resistance so I can either move backwards to create more resistance, or if you're just starting out, forwards to create less resistance. Okay, so I've got enough resistance where I can feel the band, and we're going to do the same scenario as we've just learned. So make sure your shoulders are in a nice position. Make sure you're not rounded, shoulders forward. So nice neutral shoulder. Activate your core so the band doesn't start pulling your pelvis forward. And you're going to retract back against the band. So you're going to chin tuck down slightly, and you're going to retract. And you're going to hold it 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to let the band just take you forwards into that sort of chin poke area so you get some nice movement to retract back into. Okay, and you're going to go again, chin tuck down slightly and lengthen. So what you'll notice is that my neck almost lengthens up the band as I go. So I'm not sort of just pulling backwards and moving my body. My neck is getting more mobile. So I'm actually moving my neck. So I'm retracting back and slightly up and creating nice sort of length through my neck there. Okay, and all the while I'm only feeling my deep flexors activating. So remember, you're getting that sort of scratchy feeling in your throat there. Make sure your jaw doesn't drop down again, and make sure you're not putting your chin on your chest. So you can see there's no ways I can activate from here, so my shoulders are going to round forward. So make sure you keep eye level looking ahead of you. Slight chin tuck down, and as I chin tuck, I lengthen up and I retract back against the band. So the band is giving me tension. And then I slowly release it forwards. The whole time I'm releasing it, I can feel these muscles doing the work. I pull back. And I slowly chin poke forward. So what I want you to do with this exercise is sort of 2 or 3 sets of 10 reps. If you're just starting out with it, don't overdo it. Your deep flexors are going to get tired and you're not going to be able to recruit them as well. So maybe start off with 2 sets of 10 reps. As you get more comfortable with the movement, you can do 3 sets of 10 reps. So the last exercise I'm going to show you is more of a stretch. It really works nicely to just get each vertebra in your neck, almost kind of stretching each vertebra up and sort of relieving tension in the neck itself after your surf. So after a lot of that sort of extension, you're going to release all those muscles there. This is a nice one to do against the wall. So you can have your feet as far away from the wall as you want, and you're going to make sure you put your bum on the wall. You're going to put your shoulders against the wall, and you're going to pull your rib cage onto the wall. So there should be nothing that can get from your lower back through, your rib cage through, or your shoulders through. Okay, so everything is nice and flush against the wall. You're going to take your hands and you're going to push them against the wall, so you're creating nice tension there. You should feel your triceps quite a lot. And then you're going to start off with your chin on your chest. So you're going to get as much sort of forward flexion as you can. It's going to pull quite nicely the base there. And then you're going to slowly roll your neck up, so each vertebra at a time, without your shoulders coming off the wall. So you're going to slowly push up. And relax it at the top. Okay, so what I want you to think about is as if I had little fishing hooks on each vertebra in your neck, and I'm taking each little sort of fishing hook and I'm pulling one vertebra at a time up the wall. So don't get lost in the middle here. That's where everyone kind of, they'll push back at the bottom of the neck, and then all of a sudden, they're right at the top there. So I want you to concentrate. You're only going to do 3 reps of this, but you're going to do 3 very slow reps. So if you can do 1 rep in sort of 10 seconds, even better. So you're going to feel it kind of releasing each vertebra as you go up your neck. Think about your neck sliding up the wall and stretching. I'm going to show you again. So bum against the wall, rib cage against the wall, shoulders nice and flat and pulled down, hands against the wall to create tension, to keep the shoulders nice and open. Then you're going to get lots of forward flexion. So take your chin all the way down into your chest. Hold it there for a second and then slowly start moving up the wall without your shoulders coming off. So you're rolling up the wall. And release it at the top and relax. So we can do 3 reps of that. Each rep should get a little easier and you'll start to feel the sort of middle vertebra moving. So sort of in the middle of your neck over here. Make sure you work hard in your core, so keep it activated. If you enjoyed these exercises and you haven't subscribed to our channel, have a look at my video on warm-up stretches for surfers, and you can get some great stretches for your neck and shoulders so that you're good to go pre-surf. We'll see you in the next video.